start recording. We'll start recording here, so we have a backup now. I got a backup generator.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, I don't want to have the same mistake as last time. I feel bad that we,
What happened?
I don't know. I really don't have a clue, actually, what happened. Either it didn't record, or oh, God, this is so, everything's so messed up right now. There we go. Lock that down. Now I see why I had the cameras in a different position last time. Because people lean forward and we look fucking like ridiculous. The video component about this is like the hardest thing that we do. But we need it for this one especially. Seeing as how we're talking.
Is the Gato working?
The Gato is.
I don't hear anything, by the way.
You don't hear anything? Oh, shit. Try talking now.
Let's see. That's
There
better,
we go.
yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll have to re-edit all this. Okay, so we lost Haley Hackett's episode, which I think was honestly possibly my finest work so far. Really sad that we lost that video. But have no fear, we'll still get an episode up today on Monday, December 16th. It's just going to be you and me this time. And we're going to go over a video that a lot of people have been talking about. I feel like a lot of people have been talking about this video.
Oh, it's that crazy company, Jubilee.
Did you not know it's Jubilee?
I didn't know it was Jubilee. That was the company that does all those corny dating ones.
Yeah, which is funny because when we first started doing this project, you were all like sending me videos from them to point out how I think Jubilee is black-pilled. I think deep down they know what's really going on, and they like to make videos that kind of slowly get the public like comfortable with these black pill facts.
It's like a black pill Flintstones vitamin. It's soft.
I want someone to Photoshop that. I wish we had fans. That would be a great Photoshop.
Yes.
Flintstone black pills. Chewable.
Because they also do the ones where it's like Tinder in real life, and they put 20 guys.
Right. That's the one you
around
showed
the
me.
Circle.
And then when it came up with the height,
that was great.
she literally lost like 2/3 of them.
Yeah.
They all had to be over 6 foot.
Yeah. And
which, by the way, like as much as that might be a trope, like you know what I mean, like it's like kind of like a statistical fact that most women want tall guys. I bet that they purposely made sure they probably asked her questionnaires beforehand when they picked out which one they wanted, and they probably found a girl who liked tall guys.
Probably.
I don't think anyone's really that
because
that
did make it the most entertaining that everyone left.
Right, and what they said, like, oh, it's over, guys, which I didn't even know.
Yeah, here it comes. And it's like must be over.
The reason why
6 foot.
The reason why I also say that is because when on the Office podcast that I do with Ben and Christina or Lana, we would watch old episodes of Singled Out from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And you remember how Singled Out worked out, right?
Same thing, pretty much.
Well, it was like, yeah, exactly. But what's funny is, funny enough, women didn't choose height typically.
Really?
They didn't bother with it. Like, at least the ones we watch, the episodes we watch, we always... What's funny is that when it came to what guys could pick and what women could pick was always different, and guys could never pick height. Guys never had even the height option because what the fuck do they care? But women always had the height option, which already shows that there's definitely a preference there. But they would never pick it. They usually pick...
Don't they have, like, cute wordplay for everything? Like, I want a jock,
no, it's
not a dweeb.
Right. So height would be like, no gnomes or go homes or whatever, or something like that. I don't know. They would always do, like, little kind of, like, play on words. Okay. So, anyway.
All right, so here's the video.
Well, no, we got to cue it up and explain it. So, Jubilee I
thought you were setting it up.
We are setting it up.
Okay.
We got to explain what we talked about Jubilee, but the video itself is... It's basically Jubilee has brought an incel in for an AMA. It looks like from the way that they did it was like people are in a separate, like there's like a curtain, I guess.
It looks
they
like
can't
a
see
confessional booth.
Yeah, they can't see him, probably, I'm assuming. Who knows? This could all be like fake.
It's good they can't see him because they would lie and be like, "You're beautiful."
Well, when on the videos of people, what do you call it? Like commenting on it. That's like the first thing every girl says. She's like, first of all, this guy is not that ugly. Like that's always the first thing they have to say. And I agree, he's not that ugly. What we've been wanting to talk about for a while, and I have not watched this video at all. You watched some of it?
I watched it a while ago. I forget it though.
Yeah. What I wanted to talk about most about this video was
his sweatshirt.
Well, just the way he looks, the way he's dressed is very much like it is kind of like it's not obviously he's not the most good-looking guy, but there's a style to him, which I don't see in most incels. Like in most incels, like I don't really see like that yellow. Like where do you get a yellow Venom hoodie?
Where we are in Melrose, I guess.
For $800 maybe.
Yes.
But not for like $20 at Hot Topic. So I thought it was interesting. Like I feel like they dressed him. I really do feel like very certain they dressed this guy
because he has this
he's got a button-down shirt.
Yes, exactly. It's like a plaid.
This is not
button-down shirt.
This is not your average incel. Your average incel is wearing like a Hot Topic T-shirt from early 2000. It says stuff like both my personalities don't like me.
Right.
And the hair I totally.
Or just a lot of holes in their shirts, I imagine.
Sure. Long hair, maybe, but a beard at least.
Sense.
A beard. But this guy hasn't given up, I guess.
He might have shaved for this.
I don't know. Have you watched the video?
Like I said, I watched it a while ago.
So you don't remember anything about it?
Nope.
So we're gonna have our reactions to this video as we go. We'll try to describe for anyone listening to the podcast episode. And then don't worry, if you hate this, just don't listen. Next week we'll just go back to our regular scheduled programming of talking to people and annoying them with black pill facts.
Making them Erickson yelling at them.
I'm not yelling. It's not.
She did get scared at one point.
She did. She got very uncomfortable. Well, I got very. It's a shame we lost that episode. It
actually
seems like we're hiding.
It actually had nothing to do with incels or anything. She did was call you Eric.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah, she called me Eric, and I got really angry. I got really angry.
What's happened to you? I don't know. Once a week?
What?
Someone calls you Eric?
Yeah, but not on the podcast.
Not on a podcast.
I don't want that being distributed to the rest of the world, even though we're just now sharing it at this moment.
Ah, shit.
Okay, so it's yours. This is the let's go. Jubilees. Right. I'm an incel. Ask me anything.
If you could summarize your opinion towards women.
Like what I think of them?
Yes.
I do think they are very important, but...
First of all, I love that as a starting of the video. Yeah. It almost seems scripted, doesn't it? It almost seems like they had to get a plant in there, and they told him, like, I need you to say this shit. Or at the very least, they definitely had every person ask that question until hopefully he would say exactly what they needed. Because that is totally stereotypical like, incel right there.
But
I also like, I love that it's not like but. He says, I think they're necessary.
Did he say that?
Yes,
Wait, replay it.
He says,
I think they're necessary.
I do believe they're necessary.
Like what I think of them?
Yes.
I do think they are very important.
Oh, important. I think they're important. But either way, it's just like
necessary.
Important. They're important, but like,
yeah.
What do you mean they're important? Like, of course they're important. We need them to propagate the sex. Like, we need them to have.
That's how you could tell this guy is really an incel because he's saying they're important. No one that actually interacts with women on any regard would say they're important. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like he's so distant.
Well, I would argue that's not what makes him incel. That's what makes him kind of radicalized. Because this is the kind of thing like that I wish like incels would just drop. Because it's what gets them into these weird arguments that are like, you know, men's rights shit, where it's just like, oh, yeah, women, like, you know, oh, they're worthless. We don't even need them. It's like, no, that's just taking the opposite of the feminist bent, where you're just acting like you don't need an entire gender of human beings because the whole race would be fine with it. It's like they're important. Like, they're people.
But I see it as he doesn't interact with them. So he, like, it's
distant. Like he's talking about like in a day-to-day life. Like you don't really need women.
Like, if we asked you, what do we do about, like, China? It's like, well... They're important, but it's not like we're there. You know what I mean?
Oh, I guess I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's one of those. But that's still a tactic of not saying basically I hate them.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're saying China's important,
of course.
What you're saying is if we could get rid of China, I would be down with it. But they're important, so we cannot. It's not my choice. It is the choice of the universe that these people must be here. But that's what the thing is like. But also, what you always have to remember is like, first of all, this is out of context. So they show this clip at the top, but you have no idea what their conversation was up leading to it. And also, one of the things that people don't like forgive incels for is that they're very socially inept. So they don't always know what they're saying. Like, I don't think this guy meant that necessarily. I think what the guy was trying to. Well, I don't know what he's trying to say. Maybe we should just watch more of the video and we'll see what he says. Let's go.
But
incel. Okay, so what's their definition? Short of an involuntarily celibate, an incel is a member of an online subculture that centers around not being sexually active despite desiring to be. You know, that's a little bit more of a modern adjustment, but I appreciate that. That's still pretty honest.
I like that they said, you know, even though they desire to be. That's important.
That's what I'm talking about. Jubilee is trying to blackpill the nation, if not the world. They're trying to get people to understand what's really going on and they're taking their time, which you have to, because you can't just shove a black pill down someone's throat.
Right.
You got to crush it. You got to grind it into powder. You got to slip it into their cereal.
Put some peanut butter on your nose. Wait, that's for dogs. That's for dogs. That's the dog pill. Ooh.
Some topics are hard to approach.
More and more male hatred against women is rising up.
You might call this a new phenomenon.
Either the subjects are inaccessible or people are uncomfortable discussing them.
If you're an ugly guy, you better get a good job and make some money, because nobody's going to want to talk to you.
I mean, there's some. Okay, I don't want to. I don't think we should
pause
stop on.
on-
We should pause.
Elliot Rodgers.
This is the guy
The
everyone
Prince.
brings up, dude. Everyone brings
Yep.
up Elliot Rodgers, and I really think he's the worst example. First of all, the incel subreddit, I don't think it even existed when this guy first did the shooting.
Correct.
Right. He definitely didn't do it in the name of any kind of incel culture. He did it because of his own personal grievances.
Yeah, I didn't even bring up other incels, even though that wasn't even a term
Yeah,
then.
I watched this guy, and he was just a spoiled brat who, was pissed off because he had all this money and power, but he still wasn't able to get a girl to want to bang him
yeah,
because he's socially awkward.
He's a little bitch.
I will destroy you.
Seth Green also? No, not Seth Green. Seth,
He thought it was
what's his name? Seth, damn it. I fucked up the joke.
James Franco's guy.
Yeah, James Franco's guys?
Now I can't remember.
Incel? Seth Rogen?
No.
Is that it?
Seth Rogen.
Isn't Seth Rogen his name?
I don't know. It's really early, by the way. Yeah, Seth Rogen. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
The-
Seth
with the-
Rogen's apparently did an incel video at one point.
To get laid at all!
See, that is a bit much, though,
So
too.
we found those subjects in person, rented a space in Hollywood, and invited our audience and any strangers walking by to come inside and ask them anything.
I would love to have been here for this.
God, that's a good idea for
I
a
would have been
show.
so happy to have walked past that. I would have walked. But then again, I would also have been terrified that I was walking to a trap.
Yes.
They could either be the FBI
I don't think
wanting
I
to
don't-
arrest me
I
and
don't-
question me.
Yeah, I don't think it said ask me anything. Incel inside.
Incel
It's
inside.
like jerking off.
Ask him anything. Jubilee presents.
Okay. Hey, I'm Brendio. I also go by Derek.
Bren Deal. I guess that's his username. That
Alright,
can't be his actual given
Brand
name.
deal, yeah. So let's look at this guy.
Okay.
So, to paint a picture, I mean, he's not like hideous.
No.
He's
Well,
got a
scale to 1 to 10, what would you say he is? Because that's how they're rating each other. And they want sub 2s, they want them to get the fuck out. So what do you call him?
Probably he's a little.
Yeah, he's a
He's
4.
a little overweight. Yeah, I would
He's a
say
4.
I was thinking
He's just
4.5.
he's just under average. He's just
Yeah.
under average. He's got long hair. If he cut his hair and maybe, I don't know, took care of it. If he just took a shower. And if he took a shower, cut his hair, and just went and ran for a little bit, I think he would be fine as looks are concerned. How tall do you think he is?
It's hard to tell.
I'm going to guess 5'11".
I would think a little shorter.
You think
Maybe
5'8"?
5'9".
5'9"? I'm going to say 5. Yeah, okay, 5'10" maybe, I would say.
Yeah.
Needs to cut his hair and just learn social skills. I think this guy definitely seems like a social incel. Like he's not good with I'm gonna guess, judging by the fact that he's on an Ask Me Anything and that they want to create entertaining content, that he's probably gonna be very have maybe a few social quirks about him. Yellow jacket that's from Venom. It's a hoodie. It's really cool looking, honestly. The whole time, I'm just saying, like, dude, when I saw this guy, I was like, this looks like what I would dress someone up as an incel for a CW show. Like, this is totally the guy I would put in a Nickelodeon show called Incel Inception or something like that.
Nickelodeon. Huh?
Yeah, this is a Nickelodeon incel, as far as I can tell. Derek.
I'm an incel, and I'm here to answer people's questions.
Do you think it's possible, though, that he's just an actor? Like, is it possible that they might have just hired a comedian? But they don't. I don't know if Jubilee does that. I know other places do that.
Judging by, because I have seen this before, judging by the answers, I say no.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly the answers, but they were good answers.
They were good answers.
Yeah. Here comes the girls. They're all girls.
Hi, how are
She
you?
is so excited to do this.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is so excited.
She's got
to
an
interview herself.
agenda.
Well, she's got a book too.
She's got a book.
So this cannot possibly be someone who just came off the street because she had a notebook ready. She's got like questions she
Well-
wants to ask him.
Well, from what little I know about Jubilee, they cast people.
But they said they brought
So-
some people they already cast and some people they brought off the street. At least that's how they said it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm good.
So you're an incel.
Okay, I will say this. I watched about maybe a minute of this video actually,
Mhm.
and this guy's a total dick.
Yeah, he looks like it.
You know, you can tell he came in very, very like already aggro, already ready to fight, already pissed off. He's got ideas. This dude
He's
is
ready. He's ready to teach.
Yes, and he's got ideas about who this guy is, and it's completely off base.
Probably his little brother's a fucking.
wait. Wouldn't it be funny if it was his brother who he's talking? He's just pissed off that he's doing this.
Yes.
Why would you ever sign up to do this?
I suppose I would want to give more of a positive light on this community, which is a very negative light upon it.
Okay. And do you
Great answer, right? Like that's very human.
think that's a good thing?
Yes.
Why is that?
It's a positive light.
Because
A
a
good
lot of
thing.
boys.
What an asshole.
Is that what he said? I told
Well, sort of. Okay, so he goes, I want to, we want to put a positive light on a negative, on the negative.
Oh, right,
aspect
that's
of the community. And he goes, do you think that's a good thing?
right, because in his mind,
Obviously.
what he's talking about is Nazism. That's why. 'Cause he's like,
Okay,
what he just basically said is like, well, I kind of want people to start accepting Nazis. Like, you think it's a good thing for people to accept Nazis? It's like,
Right.
well, I'm not a Nazi.
Okay. And do you think that's a good thing?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because a lot of the boys in this community aren't bad people.
But you acknowledge that a good handful of them are, right?
Not a good handful, I would say a small handful.
Yes.
You got him.
Who
Good
hurt you or what?
Oh, we should have had a drinking game. We should have wrote down a list of common sayings. That would be who hurt you?
hurt you?
Yikes, sweetie.
The ugly stick.
Maybe, just maybe.
I'll take a shower.
Take a shower. Have you taken a shower? Do you think
Have you tried talking to girls?
Happened? What event sort of catalyzed?
That's so obnoxious, dude. Because that's not. What do you mean? Who hurt me? Who hurt me so that I never had sex for the first 30 years of my life? Like who?
It almost implies you deserve it.
That
like
no,
someone
dude,
hurt
dude,
you because
that
you were an
is
ass.
that is the narrative. That's what they're trying to say. The whole entire push is that incels are angry because they can't get laid, but it's your fault, 100% your fault that you can't get laid. It has nothing to do with your unlucky genetics or just the state of society
Or
you
shitty
are,
childhood.
Right, you are the reason why you don't get laid because you just won't change. You just won't do what we tell you to do. You won't act the way we want you to act and accept the fact that when you act the way we want you to, we'll finally maybe, if we want to,
It could be the most passive-aggressive thing ever to say, who hurt you?
It is. That's why.
Can you imagine a fucking therapist saying that?
Well,
Like,
no, I can because that's actually. Well, no.
But they say it in a loving way.
Actually, I would expect my therapist to tell me who hurt me because therapists are usually very good at being able to figure out what's going on with a person.
Or asking what's wrong.
What's wrong with you? I don't know if a therapist would ever
saying,
ask
like,
that question.
in the moment, like, what's wrong? It's what's wrong. What happened? What happened this week? But saying who hurt you?
Right. No. But who hurt you is who hurt you. I believe also started as a joke, like because it's a joke. It's a joke thing to say to somebody when someone's really angry. It's a condescending way of being like, oh, who are you really angry at? And it's usually suggesting like parents or an ex, like somebody kind of like abused you, and just like it is a dismissive thing to say to trauma people. It's basically saying like, so somebody clearly jilted you, so like, and you're just angry at them and you're taking it out on the world because you're a petty child.
I bet like people hurt other people.
Yeah, I know.
And it could last your life.
But my point is that it's not that someone doesn't hurt you and you decide to be. It's like people don't get it. They don't get it. It's involuntary. Someone didn't hurt him and he's like, I'm not fucking anyone anymore. And someone didn't hurt him and he's like, well, someone probably did upset him and he's like angry at women because that happens a lot. But my point is, it's not like he decided to be an incel.
And it's also, how do you answer that? Who hurt you?
Well, I know. I always say my mom. I always say my mom all the time when I was a child. She smacked me around. She pulled me by my hair. And you know what actually was funny is when I actually say that is it's usually when they shut up and they look at me like, oh, sorry. Because they don't expect you to actually have a fucking answer.
Yeah.
As if we're not like all traumatized children who are just trying to make it in the big world of adults.
This way of thinking and you getting into this kind of research.
Research? What are you talking about?
Wait, can you run that last
Yeah,
part?
I think we got to go back a little bit.
I didn't hear all of it.
I think she says like, what made you start thinking this? Who hurt you that you started thinking
And sort of catalyzed this way of thinking and you getting into this kind of research.
Society.
Okay, that was a bad answer though.
Yeah. Well, I think he knew it. He laughed.
Yeah, I know. He's
an
like,
ass.
I know. That's a little bit too.
That's good. It paints him as a fucking insult.
I can see the Joker gifs just hovering around him.
Society.
Yeah, that's not a good answer.
No.
Do you hate women?
But we got. Here's the thing: if anyone has to get a little bit of leeway in this video, it's him, because he's the incel, he's the enemy, he's the one who's on basically like trial. He knows that like this video is going to go out, and he might very well become the face of inceldom, and every one of his questions are going to be scrutinized, or every one of his answers are going to be scrutinized. So there's got to be a little bit of pressure.
No.
Oh, yeah. No.
No.
Do you have a female role model?
Yeah.
See, did you see how scared she got though when he started laughing? Like you could just see she's like, "Oh no."
They also didn't let him answer because he's about to say something else.
Do you hate women?
Do you hate women?
No.
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 Do you have a female role model in your life?
A female role model?
Yeah, like a mom or an aunt or a friend.
I mean, I love my mom. I wouldn't necessarily.
Do you think she was laughing because she was surprised, or because that's an obvious thing to do?
I think she was surprised
That he loves his mom.
because I think.
Oh, because she thought that was who hurt him.
Well, was that the same? Is this
No, it's a different girl. But I'm sure they all.
I think she thinks he hates all women,
including mothers.
Yeah.
Fuck these damn mothers and their goddamn. All they do is go around the house and raise children and just make dinner.
Consider her a role model, but I do love her quite a bit.
If a woman was elected,
actually, you know what? I think most men feel that way.
What?
At least the most white men.
They love their.
They love their mom, but they would not consider them role models.
Yeah.
I would not consider my mom a role model. I don't consider my father much a role model, but I definitely don't consider my mom a role model.
Right.
Yeah. Love her though. I love her to death. I spent every Thanksgiving with her for the last 6 years.
I wouldn't necessarily consider her a role model, but I do love her quite a bit.
if a woman was elected as president of the United States, how would you react?
Wasted question.
I don't know. It probably would depend on the woman.
Yes, that's a good answer.
I probably.
I'm not sure what that question has to do with being an incel.
It's just they just look, dude. I'm telling you, everyone has this viewpoint. It's like they think an incel hates everyone. They think they're men's right activists. They think they're guys who, for some reason, on the like on this cartoon level, want to just like annihilate the entire female species and turn them all into sex robots. Like they don't.
They would ask that. I hope they get to a question like that
about sex robots.
Yeah.
Do you want sex robots? Totally. Yes. No, but the men don't care. It's like that's the thing. It's like he if anything, he's just this guy right here in the glasses is revealing his bias because it's like he just now has to realize that that's right. It would depend on the woman. Like I would I want a woman as president, but that's why because I just want a woman in the office. I don't care who it is.
Don't give a shit.
Although I'm sure he'd be upset as a Republican.
I probably wouldn't be supportive of it, honestly.
Okay, well, then we were so close. We were so close.
Well,
should have let him finish the question, I guess. I probably would not be happy about it, but I guess,
depends on the woman.
But let's be honest, most women would probably disappoint me. But if it was the right woman, it was Xena, a warrior princess, I guess I'd be cool with it. But other than that, I just don't know.
Why do you say that, if you don't mind me asking?
I do think that men should be the leaders and women should be the caregivers and the loving, supporting, and the teachers in some cases.
Since
that's not a good one. I don't think that's a good answer. Jeremy's like, I agree 100%.
Women of color or just women in general have been oppressed.
I like this. This is my favorite kind of.
Here we go.
Becky's getting crazy.
The teachers in some cases.
She's pulling out the notebook.
Since women of color or just women in general have been oppressed by certain systems and other oppressed communities, especially LGBTQ+, those don't really fit with the spectrum that incels or you have been talking about.
What the hell is she talking
why do you think
about?
your method of thought would help fix what we have today?
I probably wouldn't view the things that you might view as oppression as oppression. I have a feeling.
Somebody's triggered!
I have no idea what she was talking about.
She was talking about how women are under a lot of scrutiny. They're being subjugated. They're being pushed around, as well as the LGBTQ and everybody who's not a straight white male. And there's a lot of problems we have to fix and a lot of things we have to take care of in our society. So how does he, as an incel, think that his ideology helps any of those problems of oppression that those people are under? And he said, I wouldn't consider what you guys are going through as necessarily oppression.
Oh, wow. Well, how does LGBTQ help the incels? It's like it's a different thing.
Yeah. Well, they're both.
One isn't an activist group. Incel isn't an activist.
This is, I think, what the video is going for. This is the whole this is what they want the video to be, because this is what people think about the most. This is what people think about the most when they think about incels, because it's and the arguments between them, because it's just these radical liberals versus radical, I guess, men rights activists.
Radical losers.
That's what we should make a show called Radical Losers, where we just pit incels against feminists, and that's what the show should have been from the get-go.
Yeah. Just getting nowhere.
I would view it
She
more
is.
as
Look at that. She loves it. Here's the thing. I can't stand how much they love it.
Self-satisfied.
That face of like,
Oh
look
my
at me
God.
cringe. I'm gonna bet she's the one who says yikes.
it more as how we treat children that we love. We control them, but we.
Wait.
I would view it more as how we treat children that we love. We control them, but we control them lovingly, not as a slave, not as we're forcing them to do things against their will. I would view it more as a loving domestic thing in the past. And I would say that if we were to do it in a civilized way, maybe in a more, even a Christian way, even though I'm not really advocating for a certain religion or ideology, I would assume that women would probably be happier. And I wouldn't just assume that blindly, I would assume that based on the data that I have seen.
What data have you seen that has brought you to this conclusion? Because I'm now curious where I can get this data from.
I couldn't reference it offhand, but I believe there was a study that I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Okay. What do you think it is about liberal areas that create behavior in women that you think is a problem?
Promiscuity leads to increased standards.
Oh, look at that. She's already got ideas.
More primitive aspects such as looks. And that typically makes it harder for some people to find a relationship, including sometimes good-looking people. There's guys who are much better looking than I am who are having a really hard time finding someone in a place like LA or in London or in Auckland, New Zealand, but they probably would have a perfectly fine time finding a woman somewhere else.
So you think that promiscuity is the problem, and if people were more monogamous and more withholding, that would sort of fix society?
Do you think that girl puts out?
Oh yeah.
You think she like every day
She
she's just totally down to like fuck with whoever just like gives her like a nice like compliment or opens the door for her? Like I think it's so funny when people are so aggravated by like the idea that like there's this weird like fight against like religious prudishness, but it's like you do realize the reverse is just free love to everyone. Prostitution becomes legal, like, and that fixes the problem too. Like that would totally fix the problem if we could just like legalize prostitution and women were. This guy, I don't think he's actually like articulating it very well.
He's very
but, like,
stifled.
Well, you're like I said. Once again, you're in front of a camera. You're already bad socially with people.
Yeah.
They probably had to offer him like $300 in a McDonald's coupon to get him to come out. Like so now he's just worried about saying the wrong thing, and he's trying to articulate words.
He's very worried about saying the wrong words.
Right.
Everything is.
He's clearly also just like he's like really a big fan of Jordan Peterson and trying to remember what he read out of 12 Rules for Life. So he's trying to make sure he gets those words accurately and everything he saw on YouTube. But it's just funny how both of them. I don't feel like either of these people have a perspective of what they're really trying to say.
Yeah.
Like because it's like he's saying basically like in a very general way is like we should be less promiscuous or promiscuity is a problem, and she's acting like promiscuity is not the problem. Like it's like you're like almost offended. Like I can't be promiscuous. Like
well, offended her personally.
But I just feel like she would totally slut shame people.
Yeah, I suppose people were more traditionalist.
There have been a few mass shootings in the past where these shooters actually stated that they were incels or were radicalized by online incels. What do you think about their actions?
I condemn their actions. I don't believe I don't believe violence is the solution. I don't believe attacking random people is going to fix anything, whether they're, women or men.
Doesn't believe him at all. Look at that face. Just completely not believing. This guy is totally trying to brainwash me. He's gaslighting me as he speaks, and I cannot tolerate this much longer.
I do think that the reason why they committed those actions was probably because of out of desperation or out of mental problems that probably could have been prevented had the right support was in their community, in their household. If people saw what they were posting and saw what they were experiencing in life and did something to help them.
Was there like
I think that's accurate though, because most people we talk to they've never read the forum. They've never read like the actual stuff they talk about. And don't get me wrong, there's some forums that are pretty like we've read a decent amount where it's just like okay, yeah, they're like. There's some angry, anti-Semitic, racist dudes on those forums, but that's on every forum.
It's on every forum. But what I was seeing when I was watching that right there is that And I think this is one of the big problems with these incels is, yeah, she doesn't believe him at all. And that's because the incels aren't even real. They're barely real here. You're behind a fucking...
She can't see him.
You're behind a door.
Right.
So why would you believe anyone? You just
Yeah, but
you would rather believe what your friends say about incels than reading a message.
That's tribalism.
A message on a board.
Yeah.
So the fact that there aren't any self-proclaimed incels in their life, they just don't. They're just like, okay, I don't believe what you say, guy.
Yeah, you're going back to the whole, like, maybe if they realized they had more incels in their actual family, they'd be more accepting of them. But I would argue that they would just we are now living in a culture where the family unit is breaking, the genetic family unit is breaking apart because we're becoming even more individualistic. That's why identity politics is becoming so popular, is that, like, we're becoming more and more obsessed with our own personal identities and like our relationship with the state and our inability to just, like, you know, be our own person, that we don't care, like, never talking to our uncle again because he's voted for Trump. Like, we think it's totally we're able to,
I would say there's no politics behind it.
There is politics behind this incel stuff. That's all this is.
Not yet.
No, there is, it is. It's people who
there's no policy.
There's no policy behind it yet, thank God.
Right.
But at the same time, there's no real policy behind, well, like, there are policies against, like, feminists, like, you know, ideas or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But my point is that, like, the incels are, if you have someone in your family, right, who came out as incel, I think they're, like, you have, like, a sister or
came out of the basement
or a female kid. We didn't even know who was there. No, you know what I'm saying, though? Like, if someone's like, I'm an incel, like I would almost see parents getting nervous, being like, oh my God, it's my son, the shooter. Is he gonna, like, kill somebody? Like, they just go back to, like, Columbine shit, where it's just like you become, like, very suspicious rather than empathetic.
Yeah. It's just annoying that the word is so tarnished. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think it's not. I don't think it's very hard for words to reverse. I mean, obviously, what we're talking about is damn near impossible to fix. In the sense that, like, when people decide to finally, like, you know, just scrutinize a group, it lasts as long as it lasts, and either we get over it or we do, like, the absolute reverse, like, and we start, like, glamorizing them, which is essentially what, like, America now does with, like, African Americans. It's like we used to, like, put them in slavery, and now it's like they can never do any wrong, and any wrong done to them is a complete injustice.
You know what's interesting? I bet a lot of, like, new trans people are also incels. They have a tough time dating because they're so in between.
From the book I've been reading, that is kind of true. They have some of them, like, at least the case studies in the book. They've had a hard time getting, like, with the opposite gender. Yeah. So they thought themselves, well, maybe I am that gender and I should fuck someone of my gender, or like maybe I'm the opposite gender and I should be fucking somebody different.
Pivotal moment in your life, like a straw that broke the metaphorical camel's back?
Yeah, not getting laid for 33 years, buddy.
Yeah. I was 16 and I didn't get laid.
Right, and then I turned 18. I still hadn't gotten laid. Then I was, like, fresh out of college, and I realized that I'm probably going to live my life like this the rest of my life.
You know, it's constant years of rejection, no matter who the person was, constant years of rejection in other aspects of my life. It did kind of push me towards more, I suppose, radical beliefs, but I suppose they're only, like, radical, but they're more just old beliefs, really.
No, it sounds like I had another, like, metaphor, like death by 1,000 cuts. You know, it's not like one pivotal moment, but it sounds like a bunch of things built up over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's come on, dude.
All right.
One of the common criticisms about the incel community is that you feel entitled to sex or intimacy.
Here we go.
Do you believe that you deserve sex or intimacy from a woman?
I think everybody at some level deserves someone that loves them and, you know, respects them, as long as you are also loving and respectful towards that person. You know, they're an equal. You know, you're not, like, seeking someone beyond yourself. You know, you don't have, like, too high standards.
This guy's face, dude.
Brain
the
dead.
Guy who he's talking to, his face is just so, like, cold and, like, emotionless and stoic and, like, unempathetic. Like, don't get me wrong, the answer he's giving isn't the most politically well put together answer, but he's just saying, I think everyone deserves to be loved.
Yeah.
And this guy's looking off into space like, I don't believe a damn word you're saying.
He even said intimacy, which
and
I
this
like.
Guy's
I like that he said that.
This guy doesn't seem like he's moved. He looks very, very upset.
You know.
Oh my God, dude. He just moved his eyes like.
If you can tell the world about something about being incel that, that may not be in the internet or that's overlooked heavily,
Love
what would
this girl.
it be?
I don't know. I think it's mostly that most of the men are not inherently bad people. A lot of them are just lonely. They just need some help, really.
Okay. Would you say that there's anything that other people can do to help?
There is a sense, there is a very thick, heavy fog of like uncomfortableness to this video. Like everyone's sitting down. Everyone seems to have a bit. No one seems to be having like a jocular, enjoyable time doing this. Like, everyone seems to be putting. That's one of the things I think is like the most detrimental to the conversation is that like this isn't people talking to a person. This is people talking to a possible like mass shooter.
I guess they're scared. Yeah, that's probably it. And none of them have any change in their emotion once they hear the answer.
I know because they don't believe it, and also because it's just as has been proved by science. Like if you have a belief, even when you meet contradictory evidence, unfortunately, people don't go like, "Oh, yeah, I hadn't thought about it that way." They go, "No, it's definitely the way I thought it was." I just don't know how to explain it, but it definitely is. Which I would love. I don't remember the scientific reason for that shit, but it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Guide or
what did she say?
To support.
What did the void say?
The
that other people can do to help guide or just support?
That's actually that's a good question.
The lonely person in your class or the lonely person in your workplace, maybe he's an incel and he's not letting you know and he's just kind of afraid he wants someone positive. Just be nice, say hi, try and make friends with him. You don't have to date him, you don't have to whatever, just, brighten up someone lonely's day, I suppose.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
You don't want to be an incel?
All right, that was a reaction.
Yeah, that was good. I don't want to talk to the lonely dude.
No.
Right? I don't want to do that either. Like as a guy, I empathize with them, but I really don't want to. I don't want to talk to people who aren't lonely. I don't even like the people who are getting along with each other. When I'm at a workspace, I just want to be left alone. I just want to do my job, get in and get out.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it when someone comes up to me. You know what's funny, actually? I'll tell you a little. I'll just see if I can make this vague enough so that he doesn't know I'm talking about him. I had a friend who works in an office. He's about like 5'5", I think, 5'6". And not a very good, attractive looking dude. Kind of like short shaved head, and he used to have acne, but I don't think it's very noticeable anymore. Anyway, we remember when Bagel Boss happened?
Yeah.
The day Bagel Boss happened, and the guy flipped out, which was just another short guy who's kind of bald and has like a bit of an ugly face, and he's very tiny. Sure enough, he told me like all the women in his office came up to him and asked if he wanted to get lunch with them.
No way.
Yeah. And he's like, do you think that was because of I'm like, dude, that was totally because of Bagel Boss.
Wow.
They saw that and they're like, oh my God, we've never asked him to come with us. Holy shit, he's probably so angry. Let's just give him some attention, girls.
But it's only one lunch.
Oh, yeah, it was only one lunch, yeah. It's not like they had a great time. They realized he was like a well-rounded person they want to hang out with all the time. Okay, so we want to see what this girl's going to say now. I like her only because she's obviously like...
You don't want to be an incel?
No.
Why not?
Who wants to be an incel? Who wants... That would get voluntary.
You can't want to be it.
Yeah, then you're not an incel.
It's impossible.
Well, I mean, it's not impossible. You could mutilate yourself. You could be like trying to make yourself even more ugly and unfuckable. But why would you not? They don't get it.
But it's like saying you don't want to be handicapped.
Right.
You're seeing this wheelchair every day.
Right.
Don't you want to
walk? You get these great parking spaces. I mean, you don't want that. You weren't aiming for this shit.
No, but it's the other way. It's like, don't you want to walk? Like, don't you want to walk?
No. See, in my mind, her saying like, you don't want to be handicapped makes it sound like to be surprised by somebody who doesn't want to be handicapped is to suggest that they want to be handicapped. She's saying you don't want to be incel, as if he's choosing voluntarily to be a guy who can't get laid.
Yeah.
Because of all the benefits that come with that.
No, I think we're saying the same thing.
Maybe. I don't know. If you're asking for someone to...
Like, don't you want to be handicapped? You can just walk. She's basically saying that you want to be an incel.
Right.
You don't have to be.
Right.
You don't have to be
handicapped. Like you want to be handicapped? You don't have to be.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm assuming you wanted to be to be. She's assuming he wants to be incel. Is like someone assuming they want to be handicapped.
It's like a choice. Like being a Nazi would be a choice.
Being a Nazi
is
a choice? I always felt like being a Nazi was a choice. That one.
Wait, what did I say?
You said it's a choice. You said it's not a choice. Like being a Nazi isn't a choice.
Being a Nazi is a choice.
It is a choice, right? But being an incel isn't.
Being a Nazi isn't a choice. That's probably what their slogan is.
That's
not a choice.
That's their new slogan is we didn't choose this either. Yeah, I didn't choose this lifestyle.
I didn't choose this
Look at that
swastika.
face too. I didn't even realize that she looks
hot.
I mean, whatever.
Kinda.
Like I don't know. She's not my type. And I'm not saying this because she's Asian. I'm just saying it because she looks really pious.
Well, I mean, it's part of the whole involuntarily thing. I
Thank you.
You know, you want to try and escape it. You want to be something better. You know, you want to get a wife, get a girlfriend, get someone who loves you, spend your life with them, and be happy. And
what's one thing you wish people understood better about you?
There we go.
I don't know. I guess I wish people would recognize how much effort I'm trying, I suppose. Like, you know, I'm working out typically daily. I've lost over 100 pounds.
Whoa. Okay, so that's enlightening right there. So we misjudged this guy. We thought he went from thin to fat. He's apparently been really fat.
Real fat.
He was really fat. And he's working out. He's trying to look max. And that's smart. He's trying to take that red pill and make his life a little better. He doesn't want a rope.
I wish he talked more about looks. I don't think he's mentioned it once.
Well, he's talking about right now. He's just working out. He's trying to better himself. He's talking about it right this second.
About weight.
That still looks, dude.
Still looks, but
oh, you want to bring up the jaw? You want to bring up the jawline?
He's an ugly motherfucker.
He's not that ugly.
Well,
trust me. When he gets himself another 100 pounds like lighter, he cuts that fucking hair and takes a goddamn shower. He's gonna
with Head and Shoulders.
Well, you gotta use shampoo. You gotta put some conditioner and stuff in there.
2-in-1, man.
That's honestly, I would just shave it all off. I would just take all of it off, and I would just start brand new. I would scorch earth, just get rid of all the hair and let it grow out the way it needs to grow out naturally. Let's start a whole new Derek.
I'm out there job hunting actively. I don't think people recognize how much effort the incels in general try to put into bettering themselves. I would say, you know, people don't recognize their effort. They just assume that they're all like lazy and sad and angry at women and just giving up and things of that nature, I suppose.
Okay.
You don't have to...
Totally blown away. Has honestly no idea how to respond to that. No idea how to respond to a guy who's trying to better himself, trying to lose his weight, trying to get a job, trying to get out of the depression. That is not what she thought incel was. And there's no relief. It's just utter stupefaction, just vexed. What? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't... Okay, is this guy really an incel, or is he just like a paid actor? I don't understand. What's happening here?
The bad things...
Oh, we're back to the guy. We're back to the guy who's like really just not... He just wants to reach over the curtain and strangle this fucking motherfucker.
The world and then come out a bad person. You can just see the bad things in the world and then improve upon yourself because of them, I suppose.
So you do have hope.
Yeah, I have hope, yeah. I'm a very hopeful person.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you don't have hope, it's time to rope.
It's time to rope.
But you know what hope is, though, right?
Cope.
The ultimate cope.
I won't lie.
Would it be crazy if you said that out loud? If you just said, "I've got hope," but after all, hope's just a cope, and eventually you're just gonna rope. Do you think this guy knows all the terminology of incels? Of course. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. Because but then again, I guess because I'm not an incel, I can be a little more ridiculous about it. I don't mind saying crazy shit.
By the way, these guys are they're treating him like a child.
They're treating him like a terrorist, like a prisoner. They're treating him like he's some guy who's committed a crime.
And like a child. They're just
that's
like, have you heard of this thing called hope? Like, shut up. You've never thought of that?
But dude, they probably found people who are who should probably come on this podcast. Honestly, I would love every one of these people to come on the podcast and talk to us. Although this one guy with the very angry face, who seems to not believe that any incel would have hope, would probably not have a lot to talk about.
He seems like he barely got in his frat.
He barely got into his frat, but they needed somebody who had a little more of an ethnicity to him, so they decided to let him in.
You can just see the bad things in the world and then improve upon yourself because of them, I suppose.
So you do have hope.
Yeah, I have hope, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a very hopeful person, I suppose.
I won't lie, this went a lot differently than I thought it would.
We could see that immediately on your face. This guy, you could tell, the moment he was expecting to have a full-out argument with a rage-fueled, Nazi, woman-hating piece of shit, and what he got was just a dude who's like, yo, man, I'm just lonely. Yeah. I'm just I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get a job, lost some weight.
Got this cool Venom sweatshirt. I wish you guys could see it.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, dude. It's yellow. You didn't expect that.
Yeah.
It's the yellow Venom. I call myself Yellow Jacket on the forums because I sting like a bee.
I thought we'd be yelling at each other.
Oh, I guess I told you. You can see it. Do you think this guy watched this video and maybe reflected on his own issues, his own problems, his own rage, his own anger towards men? His own anger towards himself and maybe his father's unreasonable expectations?
Maybe.
Nah, I don't think he did.
It was nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too.
Oh my God, I want her. Can we find her and bring her on the podcast?
Yes.
I don't even want to scrutinize her. I want to ask her what she got out of this experience. I just want to know what she went into it with and what she came out with.
I think we could ask.
If anyone can find
we know someone.
the cute Asian. We know somebody?
That does the casting for this. Yeah.
Oh, we do?
Uh-huh.
You do? Okay, cool.
Hello, thanks for watching the video.
That's got to be the director, right? Because we've never seen this guy before.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
That's actually his roommate. That's the thing. This is the incel's roommate. These guys are actually just living together right now. And he's like, "Yo, Derek, just come on the show. Just like this, we'll just pretend to be an incel. Just talk as an incel, and and then I'll show up at the end with my bucket hat on." What a great! I wish these fucking like preview videos were not in the way of this because I think it's a great example of like incel versus Chad Light. Just like and because these guys are in a sense not that much different, but this guy's tall and thin and has like a quirky hat on and a nice soft face, and this guy's got like all the garbage. He's got like a mop for a head and a yellow Venom jacket, which I'm crazy for. But that video was
that Jubilee sign looks like an ISIS flag.
It does. It does. Dude, that's what it is. It's ISIS trying to get America to start swallowing the black pill. Jubilee is an ISIS organization.
It's conversion.
Yeah, that's what is going on here, dude. As much as I think we're trying to make the world a better place, we might be helping the terrorists.
Can we see what the comments say? I bet it's positive.
Oh, yeah. I didn't never thought of the comments. Let's see. How much time we got time left? We got about 14 minutes, so let's see. Okay. Let's check some comments out. So comments here. Are we allowed to show these? I guess we are. I mean, YouTube does it all the time. Well, here's the description. Hey, good humans, my bad. Thank you for many of you who showed up to ask questions during the filming of this episode. Follow us on Instagram, yada, yada, yada. He's not ugly. He's just annoying. And if he didn't treat women like children, then maybe he could get one. What did he say, Brandy?
What did he say about treating women like children?
Brandy, do you know him? Did you hang out with him? 16,000 likes. He's not ugly. He's just annoying. And if he didn't treat women like children, everyone treated this guy like a child. Every single person on this video was, well, not everyone, but almost everyone was treating, most of the men were treating him like a child. And now you're saying he treats women like children.
And there's nothing annoying about him.
Well, I mean, if you like, well-articulated conversation, I can see you get a little frustrated.
Yeah, I mean,
let's see
he wasn't trying to annoy.
Should we even bother with I've never done this before. Should we do the replies to Brandy Sparks and see if people were having reasonable discourse?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what a few replies were to Brandy, who got 16,000 likes. I don't think anyone disliked, but they just don't show you how many. I guess they don't show you how many people didn't like it. Okay, so Honey Lahoo says exactly. By his looks, I wouldn't mind dating him, but his words, I just can't. Jack Kamowski, I mean, have you seen his face? What? Jack Kamowski, what's wrong with his face? Deli lied, he's ugly. Jesus Christ. He's not. Jesus Christ, guys, we're just fighting over whether or not this guy is ugly.
He's
and not focusing on the fact
ugly.
that the woman basically accused him of acting like a didactic human being and didn't do anything like that. Okay. Nice guy. Oh, we want to know what nice guy thinks.
Oh, good.
I don't think this incel guy hates women. He just hates the fact that he can't get a woman. Edit. Why the hell did I get so many likes? Because you spoke truth and reason, dude. That's all. Because you were being reasonable. Soon Sweat. The girl in the red shirt at the beginning really asked, who hurt you? That sent me. That's all we got, though. We didn't get a yikes. We didn't get any. Maybe you should take it. Have you tried taking a shower? I really wish. If someone didn't say that, that's a loss. If someone did say that and they didn't keep in the cut, that's even worse.
You know what? There wasn't. I don't think anyone said, why are you an incel, or what makes you an incel?
No, they said stuff like, you don't want to be an incel, or what broke the camel's back. What was the one thing that happened?
There was that.
That's all of them asking basically, how did you become an incel? Okay. Which is like another ridiculous question. He's not just hurting, in quotation much. He literally thinks women are lesser than men. The fuck are you all on? He thinks that women should be the caretakers and men should be the leaders. He doesn't necessarily think that women are lesser than men.
That doesn't make them less.
People who think leaders mean that person's better than the other people just don't understand the idea of what it means to take on a role. Like, a leader is important and usually they're the one in charge who makes executive decisions, but they're not necessarily better. Like, you can be a bad leader. You can also just be a leader, but you can also have a very valueless function. Let's see what they said. Callie King doesn't seem to like that to me. Wait. Callie King doesn't seem like that to me. It seems like he thinks that we all have roles to play and due to our gender. Yeah, okay, exactly what I said. Yeah, I was right.
Got it.
Okay, Revel Thought thinks Derek looks like the way you'd think he'd look if you didn't see him. Okay, yeah, I guess that's true. Sure. I mean, honestly, yeah, sure. He looks like his voice. I guess that's true. Ice 2K. I'm the only one who's never heard of incels until today.
Wow, 13. That got the second most.
Well, because a lot of people hadn't probably. A lot of people watch this ISIS channel and don't know what incels are. Dipzoid. Everyone says okay boomer, but this video radiates okay virgin energy. That's okay, a good one. Virgin? I like that. Okay virgin. I want to start saying that. Okay virgin.
I like that.
Do you like women? And then there's like a big space, and I think they're saying something.
Just quoting it.
Well, yes, but actually no. I mean, like, yeah, he didn't answer that question right. That was not a good way to answer it. Kind of looks like Post Malone without the face. You know what? He's kind of right. I was wondering what about that guy looked so familiar, and it is that he kind of looks like Post Malone without any swag.
I don't know what he looks like.
You know what Post Malone looks like?
No.
Are you serious? Do I have to look up?
Is he a rapper?
Yeah. How'd you not guess that? How did you not guess that he was a rapper? I don't want to. Okay, let's just go look at Post Malone.
Oh, now I do. He's got a beard. I just looked this up.
Let's get Post Malone up on the screen real quick. Oh shit! I got all my fucking connections there. I'm not gonna do that. Well, so we can just pause on that and just see what the hell I was looking at. Maybe he'll be able to find a girlfriend if he stopped looking for a maid. Oh my God!
There's no looking.
Well, he's looking for everything. He just can't get.
That's what I'm saying. There's no. If you're an incel or if you're, soft incel, which is the new term, you're not. You're looking for whatever you can get.
Where did he say? Where did he say women should be treated like children? I see people. Victoria Moraes. I don't know why I can't get a girlfriend. Women should be treated like children. Like I don't see where he said that.
I don't remember him saying that.
But maybe he did. Maybe we missed it. We should have an episode of incels versus feminists. That's pretty much what we saw in this video. Yeah. You can tell he's been rejected and it really hurt him. Instead of overcoming the issue, he is avoiding that. No, he totally said. It's a series of experiences of getting rejected that basically brought him to this point of it's like that's the thing. It's not like it isn't joining ISIS. It isn't joining a group. You just feel like this. You feel like nobody likes me. I can't get a girlfriend. I see guys who are constantly with girls that I wish I could be with. I don't know what's wrong with me. And then I meet these guys who point out, oh, that's right, because what's wrong with me is I don't have a very strong jaw. I'm short. I don't have a good hairline. I don't have predator eyes. And women are a lot more shallow than they pretend to be. And they care a lot more about status and looks.
And then through years of rejection, you become socially retarded.
Right. Because most people are socially retarded. Most people don't know how to talk to people. Some people get very good at learning the whole, the rules, quote unquote, to figure out hey, oh, okay, I know if I'm polite and I say these things, people will accept me. But people aren't really necessarily good at articulating themselves. Most of these people who are asking questions weren't articulating themselves very well. A lot of them didn't seem like critical thinkers. People who are like that one guy who came in full on angry, why do you hate women? Why do you feel this way? What made you choose to be an incel? Do you think it's good that people like incels? Do you think that would be a good thing if people accepted them? Derek, I am an incel, Aaron, but that's not vegan. I don't get that joke, but okay. Was that what one of the girls said?
No, I think he's saying that her answers or her questions have nothing to do with being incel. That was the one that was saying how do you guys treat LGBTQ?
Yeah.
Whatever. So it's he's like, I'm an incel. Ask me everything.
It's just how do you guys feel about the LGBT and trans issues?
Yeah.
All caps from Bella M. Why is he exactly the type of person pictured an incel would look like?
Because you know deep down.
Well, he's not though. Honestly, we have pictures now that we're going to share with people.
But he's pretty close.
No, he's 4, dude. Okay,
I know he's on the cusp, but
he's not even on the cusp, man. That guy is not that bad
4
looking.
Is cusp.
No, 3 is cusp. No, 2 is cusp. 2's cusp, and then 1 is a true incel.
I I disagree. I think 3 is cusp.
Okay.
I think 4, or I think between 3 and 4 is cusp.
Whatever, dude. 4 is below average. Just kind of like maybe if you did a few tweaks, you would get yourself where you needed to be. Let's see what Nah Sam says, because she's got a cute picture. Incels literally blame women in society and doesn't hold themselves accountable. I genuinely think that they need to seek therapy. That's what a lot of them do. Being rejected repeatedly is painful, and they need to heal. Well, that's okay. So there's kind of a balance there. There's kind of a reasonability. Well, what do you think, Jeremy? How do you feel about the video?
It was all right. It wasn't as good as I remember it being.
Yeah, when I saw the beginning of it, and I got excited and I hit you up about it, I was like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be fun.
What are the likes, dislikes?
The likes, dislikes on what? The video?
On the video, yeah.
How many likes does it have right now? It probably has a lot of likes.
Ooh, it's got 2 million views.
Well, dude, almost 2 million views. Just shy. It's got 76,000 likes and 3.6 thousand dislikes. Can 12 jurors agree to a sentence to someone to death? I mean, they do it all the time, so why couldn't they? I mean, you do know there's actual case studies of that. There's actual.
Did you mention that one before?
Men's rights versus feminists is talked. How did I miss that? Great. People are going to see that we were looking at that. We had no idea it was in front of our face. We don't have time to go over that one, but we can watch that one on a different episode. But yeah, I think actually I was kind of disappointed with this video.
Too much editing too. I mean,
that's just how they have to make these videos.
I wish they would just get him to answer the question longer, even if it's full of pauses and awkwardness.
I know, but that's not what YouTube's about.
Right.
It's it's a content creation system. They're trying to make sure people watch the video as much as possible so they can get ad revenue. And this was obviously a huge success because they got almost 2 million views.
It was smart for them to do the
curtain.
Yeah, because if it wasn't the curtain, they would just give them compliments.
Right. Well, they know that it would all become, you're not that ugly though. You're not that ugly if you just take a shower. Because the people that we were going to bring on our show, they consider themselves incels, who I'd bring up to other people, would always say, "Oh, that person's not ugly," and like, why won't you date them? Like, oh, well, they just took a shower or something. I was like, really? Are you going to say that? Like, you're not. It's just so weird. That attitude of like, oh, I would date them, but it just so happens that I'm dating no one and I'm not dating them.
I think it's because if someone says they're not that ugly, maybe my question back to them would be, who is then? Who would you actually call ugly?
Women would argue that no one is. That's why there's that whole entire like movement of like you can't call anyone ugly. It's just so mean. No one's ugly.
Yeah,
they're just not attractive to you. It's like, well, then they're ugly to me. Like, then they're ugly to me. Can I say that? Can I say I find them ugly? I find them repulsive? I actually have, like, a scale of attractiveness that I operate on. Is that fair?
But no one would... Yeah, I'm going to ask that.
Oh, well, let's just wrap it up. All
right.
Okay, I guess we'll see you guys next week then.
We'll see you later. Peace. Peace and love.
What a downer way to end this, but I guess the video wasn't much better.
That girl said to be nice, get lunch with an incel, jerk off an incel. That's what I say.
That's what you guys should do.
That's how I end every episode.
Jerking off an incel? Well, I can't wait for my turn.